What's up guys, it's Manga Time once again, and I'm here today to bring you my companion video to my review of Bleach 551, The Burnt Offerings. Now, as you all know, I like this chapter a lot. Kangdu arrives, Basby shows some awesome new abilities, but I wasn't very good, I don't think, at kind of explaining the reasons why I didn't really like the chapter. I did like the chapter, I gave it an 8, but the end of the chapter worries me. Its potential worries me. That's all. I need to see next week to decide, really. Next week is going to be the decider. Yeah. Basically, next week, if Urahara goes, this is how you get the Bankais back, wham, everyone gets their Bankais back, I'm going to be gutted. If Urahara says it's actually quite complicated, yada yada yada, or you have to defeat the Quincy, or he gets cut off, or something like that, I'll be fine. That'll be absolutely fine. This chapter will then be fine. However, let's start with discussions of this week's battles. Hashwolf versus Nanao, basically, confused the hell out of me in a way, because, right, why does Nanao feel the need to erect this barrier? That to me is like, well, for one, okay, is she going to think of a plan with Shinsui? Because she doesn't seem to be doing that. She seems to be talking to Hashwolf. And she basically revealed to him that it will only hold him there temporarily anyway. And, like, why does Shinsui even need this barrier? Does she think Shinsui can't beat Hashwolf? It just really seemed pointless to me, especially if it's only going to hold Hashwolf there for a short amount of time. Just seemed like stalling. Just seemed like a way to make Nanao look like she was doing something awesome. And I really thought it was her Shikai as well, so I was kind of disappointed when it wasn't. But yeah, that was kind of weird, I thought. I thought that was unnecessary, which is sad because I like Shinsui and I like Hashwolf, and I'm really looking forward to their fight, so I wish Kubo would actually hurry up and do something there. But obviously the big fight of the chapter is Basby kicking Toshiro's ass. I want to rectify a mistake I made. I think I said that it was Kangdu that slashed Toshiro, but a lot of people have pointed out otherwise. It's actually Basby's Burner Finger 2 move. And I can kind of see this, but the reason it confused me was because Burner Finger 1 just shot straight through Toshiro. I kind of expected Burner Finger 2 to do the same thing. However, it looks like Basby swipes downwards with two fingers. Now, the reason I think this is because it slices across Toshiro like that. Now, I thought that was Kangdu, but there's two burnt marks in the floor, like by Toshiro's feet, so that's why I think Basby slices downwards with his attack. And it would also explain why Toshiro hasn't been split in half. However, he is in really bad shape. But the rest of the fight is really awesome, actually. It's one of Kubo's more cinematic battles he's done in a while. We get a lot of cool poses. Basby, when he's jumping forward and slashing through the ice, looks amazingly cool. The angle of Basby when he's standing there with the trap looks great. But I didn't really like the trap. It looked like Sprenger. And it's just another move for Toshiro, which is annoying as hell. Although I think I could kind of see why Toshiro gets all these moves, because obviously he's using ice, so he has a lot to play with. So it's just like using ice in a different way, and he like counts that as another ability. So, you know, whatever. Technically his only ability is using ice, but he just uses it in different ways. But he's still annoying. But yeah, Toshiro versus Basby, good fight, really good fight, because Basby just kicks his ass. A little one-sided, but it's gonna be for now. I think the fight's gonna get really awesome when we get some stronger opponents. And obviously then Kangdu comes in. He's like, I'm gonna take the final attack. Move on to the last bit in a minute. Kangdu is not gonna fight Toshiro because Toshiro is in such bad shape. However, you know, when you think about it, it's like, who else is gonna fight Kangdu? Ishin? Is Ishin gonna arrive and kind of save his squad 10 members? I don't know, maybe. I'd love to see that, but I also don't want to see Kangdu getting killed against his first opponent. That would be shite, and Ishin wouldn't lose. Basby's probably going to leave now, probably fight Rose, I think, which is great for me, because it means that some Sturmiter are going to survive their initial encounters. I mean, technically, most of the Sturmiter are anyway, because they fought in the initial invasion. Like, Asnot's going to have at least 2 fights, but I'd like to see people like Kangdu just doing more, because they've got great designs. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, that's another thing. Miuri and Askin, where the hell was Askin? Seriously, because if Askin, I think Askin's reaction is going to determine what goes on, because if he hears the talk between Urahara and Miuri, and he's just like, well, His Majesty predicted all of this, so you're still screwed, then I'd be like, okay, that's cool. But if Askin's like, oh, what? No, which I don't think he will be somehow, then the Quincy are in trouble. But I don't think he will be. Obviously, Soifon's, we got like a little glimpse of BG9's explosion. Soifon was no sign of her. No sign of BG9 either, so that's really weird. I really doubt either of them are dead. That'd be hugely anticlimactic if BG9 just self-destructed and took them both with him. However, I do believe Soifon is in big, big trouble. Yeah, Soifon's in trouble. As for predictions, yeah, I think Isshin could arrive and Yoruichi could arrive, especially if Urahara's onto something now. Then that would kind of let the trio come in, the exiled trio come in. But I don't know, it's kind of too early for Isshin to arrive. Isshin arriving back in Soul Society after 20 years is a big deal, you know. Granted, it's probably a little easier for him now that Yamamoto is dead. However, yeah, I don't know. I can't really see Isshin coming in just yet. I don't know, maybe. Maybe. It would be awesome. I'd love to see him come in. But yeah, I don't know. Basby might leave next chapter. I don't necessarily expect him to argue with Kangdu about the whole situation, because Kangdu, apparently they all did promise it, which I hate. I think that's stupid. Why would they do that? Why? Well, I mean, that's kind of understandable, because obviously the Quincy absolutely hate the captains, so they want to humiliate them with their Bankai. Makes me question why BG9 is not going to use Jacko Raikoben, though. But at the same time, it's just so convenient, because at exactly the same time, Urahara happened to find a way to get the Bankai back. Now, I think Toshiro is in too bad a shape to even do what's required to get his Bankai back. But I think Komamura and Byakuya will probably get theirs back, which is annoying. I kind of want to... No, this is another thing, actually. This is another thing. The only two we've seen using the Bankai is Asnot, obviously, and Kangdu uses it in one panel. And it's melting in that panel as well. Is Kubo really going to have them take their Bankai back, and we're not even going to see Bambietta use Kokujo Tengenmyo, or BG9 use Jacko Raikoben, or Kangdu use Daigon Hiromaru properly? So that's another thing that makes me think, well, these guys might keep the Bankai for just a little bit longer. Anyway, the Miuri section is okay. They note that Toshiro and Soifong's Reiatsu has disappeared. Again, that means absolutely nothing to us as readers, because Kubo just won't confirm that means they're dead. So it's just Kubo's way of keeping them as Schrodinger's cat for a little bit longer. I think we'll see Toshiro next chapter, because I think it's just going to stay with Kangdu for a bit. Rose and Basby, that's got to happen. That'd be so great. One thing good about the Bankai thing being reversed is that we'll get to see the Bankais of those who haven't used them yet. That'd be great in my opinion, because I can't wait to see them. Pretty much, they're all Bankais I want to see. There won't be any word from Ichigo, etc. yet. Now, a lot of people are excited about Urahara coming back into the story, because I think they'll see Grimjo. However, Urahara is not with that lot anymore. They have gone off to their little ruins somewhere. Urahara's kind of on his own at the moment, so I don't think that means we're going to see Grimjo. Not yet, anyway. I think we'll get some big reveal of that later on. And frankly, I think we're probably likely to see Ginjo and Tsukushima before we see Grimjo. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to see Grimjo. Not soon, anyway. But yeah, that's kind of it really for my predictions. I hope we actually get to start Miuri versus Askin sometime soon. My panel of the week, kind of definitively this time, I think, is going to go with Kangdu entering the field. It's just a great shot. There's three characters in the picture, and they look really cool. You get a nice full body shot of Basby looking awesome. Although I do love the angle of him in the trap. He looks great there. You can see his uniform, heavily modified since his first appearance, actually. When he jumps Yamamoto, you can see that he just literally just wears the basic uniform, apart from he has his blackout armbands and his black gloves. So yeah, Kubo does like to change up their costumes as he goes along, which is fine by me, because Basby looks better now. He looks more unique. So yeah, that's kind of it. comment of the week this time. I've picked two. I picked two that are important to me for certain reasons. Now, number one is by Xenophobe777. Thanks for your comment. And he says, I remember it was implied that the Stomato might be afraid of Bankai in some way, and that worries me quite a bit. I really don't want to see the Shinigami suddenly overpower the Quincy's once the Bankai thievery issue is resolved, but Kubo going out of his way to show a powerful fighter like Courage becoming worried when Ichigo mentions his fear of Bankai, yeah, is not a good sign. Voltron Dig should be more than a match for Bankai, especially when you consider the battle between Uryu and Miuri way back. And the next comment is by Toadkick, and he says, it really depends on the next few chapters if I like this one. If Hitsugaya is going to be saved by some super convenient bullshit like the Stomato who stole the Bankai has to kill the captain he stole it from, yeah, again, I'm going to be seriously annoyed. Seriously, they came there to wipe out the Shinigami. It makes no sense for them to be there standing over Hitsugaya's half-dead body talking about who should finish him off. A real bad guy would just go and finish it. I chose these two comments and did them all in one because basically they explain my reasons for being worried about this chapter far better than I can. It's something I just hate about the way this is being written. I mean, obviously I love it. You know, this arc is brilliant, but these guys are supposed to be here to indiscriminately obliterate the Shinigami. Now, I know from a storytelling standpoint they can't all be destroyed. However, if someone like Kira suddenly turns out to be alive, why? Basby had free reign to obliterate him. It's just like it makes no sense for Byakuya to be alive. They're meant to be there to unabashedly destroy the Shinigami. Why did Az not leave him? You know? And that doesn't make any sense to me, and it smacks of bad writing. And you're right again. If Kangdu and Basby are there right now, Toshiro can't move, yet you can guarantee he won't die. If he does die, yes, Kubo, great. It's like BG9, he's relentlessly going after Soifon, yet if she somehow survives, doesn't make sense. Especially when you've made out that the Stomata are this much more powerful than the Shinigami, that makes it even harder to believe. If they were fighting on even grounds, fine, Toshiro could hold his ground, but they're not. Toshiro is literally getting his ass handed to him, you know? So, it makes it harder to believe that they just wouldn't kill them, outright kill them, you know? So yeah, that's kind of, maybe it'll end up being a moot point, but yeah, I don't know, thanks for your comments, because that really outlined my fears of the chapter better than I could do it. I just hope the Bankai stealing issue, one, is not resolved quickly, and two, puts it on an even playing ground rather than a one-sided playing ground. Because at the moment it's one-sided, it needs to go even, not one-sided on the other side. I can imagine there will be a few one-shots from the Shinigami to the Quincy, just as a way of like leveling the playing field, and you know, making the reader go, "Whoa, Shinigami, yeah!" But hopefully the main Stomato will get proper battles. So yeah, that's kind of it for my video this week, guys. My question of the week to you is, what is Kangdu's epithet and what is his ability? Kangdu is Stomata I, remember, so what is his ability? I haven't got a clue, to be honest. It could be invisible. He did appear out of nowhere, but I've got no idea, really. So let me know in the comments below. As always, give this video a thumbs up to support it, and don't forget to subscribe. And I shall see you guys next time. See ya!